kid you not. These were the words he yelled when she picked up the phone. Mom, I have 2 testicles. I'm only supposed to have 1. What happened to me? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Youth Group Chronicles. With me today, I have Pastor Aaron Sterns, and back again I have Isaiah Smallwood. Both of which have been on the show before. Both been on the show, but not together. So this is going to be fun. I think you actually requested, I would love to do a couple episodes.
Well, that's because this is my brother.
This is my baby
I've
brother.
literally known him longer than I've known myself. So
that's awesome.
It's very true.
That's awesome. So if this is your first time listening to it,
I knew your mom when she was pregnant with you.
oh
so
wow.
You're older than you're older than me?
I am.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I guess it makes sense. Anyway, if this is your first time listening to the show, Youth Group Chronicles, basically what we do is people send us in crazy, wild, funny, out of pocket,
Crazy,
youth
wild,
ministry
out of
story. And my guests here today, they blind react to what you guys send. So if you guys stop sending stories, then the podcast will end. I will just say that. Right now we have plenty of stories, but continue sending them because if they dry up, then that's the end of Youth Group Chronicles. So if you have a story, if you're listening to this and this jogs your memory, send it to ygchronicles@gmail.com and you might just be featured on this show. Let's kick this off. I like to start with email submissions. We'll do a couple of these. This is from Ashton S. He said, one time, my cousin, who was a youth pastor, and some of the guys in his youth group decided to prank a punk kid by convincing him he was only supposed to have 1 nut. And the kid, who was 16, totally fell for it.
16, and he.
But wait, he said they were at their hotel after a conference, and the kid was just randomly walking around. So my cousin was like, bro, why are you walking funny? Another student who was there was like, yeah, bro, you're walking like you have 2 nuts. The kid looked at him and was like, yeah, of course I do. So all the guys now pretended to be shocked and started clowning this poor kid.
Nah,
It went on for 5 minutes or so, and then the kid literally broke down, freaking out, crying, and ended up calling his mom. This kid, I kid you not, these were the words he yelled when she picked up the phone. Mom, I have 2 testicles. I'm only supposed to have 1. What happened to me?
Can you imagine your son calling you?
It was probably mad late at night too, honestly. She was probably questioning why he was thinking about this. Timmy, I love you so much, but why at 12:59 at night are you thinking about you having 2 testicles? What's going on? Aren't you at a youth conference? What's going on?
That's terrible.
That's horrible.
That was too perfect.
That's my brother. Wow.
This is from someone in our church.
No.
This is from Jennifer. Now, this is about someone in our church. Afterwards, I want you to guess. Like, through this story, be thinking about who this could be. If I know who it is, obviously, but I would not have guessed this.
Okay.
She said, one night as I was waiting for my son to arrive home from youth group, him and a car full of other students were being driven home by a youth leader that night. Well, when they arrived at our house, I looked out my window to see a kid crawling out of the trunk of the car and into the front seat where my son had just been sitting. Apparently there wasn't enough room in the car for all the students, so the youth leader literally made a kid ride in her trunk.
You said her trunk.
There's a hint.
Don't say the name because we all know who it is.
No, say it. I'm
Grace.
curious.
It was Grace.
You already knew that?
No, I could
You
tell.
already knew that? How did you know that?
I've been a youth leader at this church for 9 years, brother.
There's not much that happens in the church that we don't know about.
Also,
That was a while ago, I feel like, though. Okay, maybe I'm just way out of the
But
loop
like
because
honestly,
I had no idea.
in all honesty, I can speak. Jake, so you're gonna sit up front, and then Steven, you're gonna get in the trunk, and we're just gonna drive.
you're the smallest, so you can fit in the trunk.
It's only 5 minutes.
But don't tell anyone except
What's crazy
everyone watching on TikTok.
is they live at the top of a
A
hill.
big hill.
I would be traumatized if I'm riding in the back of this trunk. What if she had other stuff in the trunk?
She probably did. She probably. But I'm gonna say, riding in the trunk of cars is actually comfortable.
I would imagine it is. I've never done it. I would, but also I wouldn't stick a youth group kid in the back.
Well, actually,
I was
what's crazy
a kid.
is
at
during
one point.
COVID, I started doing like instructional videos on Facebook.
Yeah.
And one of those videos were how to escape.
Wait, you were
From the
putting
trunk.
them on, or you were watching them? The videos.
I was the one like recording them. Well, they were being recorded of me doing these things. So I did a Farmers Only commercial,
Dear Jesus.
which was phenomenal. You'll never be lonely. But
Have to be
Wait, you did a Farmers Only commercial?
yes, you've never seen it?
No. When was this?
This was literally during COVID, like 2020.
I actually do remember that commercial.
It was hilarious. It's one of the funniest videos on the
That's
internet
Like you were.
because it's me.
he created his own farmers.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
made your own one.
Yes.
Oh, howdy. Didn't see you there. You know, you'll never be lonely. FarmersOnly.com. Sign up today for an exclusive membership. Use the subscription code Blackness. Have a good one.
Oh, I thought they like hired you, and I was
No,
like,
they did.
why didn't I hear about this?
I was sponsored. I wasn't.
Farmers
What was
Only,
I?
if you're listening
No,
to this,
so I.
you're welcome to sponsor us.
Please do.
I will.
I would love to do a commercial for Farmers Only. You'll never be lonely at FarmersOnly.com. But I did an instructional video on how to get out of a trunk, and honestly,
It's good to know.
if you're small, it'd be very easy for you.
Amen.
Why?
Oh my gosh. Are you serious?
I can't get out.
You just pop the thing and crawl
Right,
up the
exactly.
chair.
Yeah, being a 300-pound black man getting out of a trunk, like obviously the black didn't matter.
I was gonna
But
say, what does that have to do with that?
But if you are a 300-pound white
Like, it
man,
doesn't help.
it's easier.
less questions. Anyway, pass. Anyway, just watch it. If you have my Facebook, don't. If you don't, because I won't add you as a friend. Love you.
Love you.
All right, these are youth ministry fails. Sam V said, my funniest youth ministry fail was one night at a youth group event. I needed to stall for a bit, so I asked our AV guy to find some Christian commercials to play.
No.
So on our screens, he put up a commercial about Chick-fil-A, where the cow, holds up the sign. But without anyone knowing it, this commercial had been edited to say, only homos eat beef.
That's terrible. Haven't we learned? Stop. I did not let my mind go there.
Yo, I didn't go there until I looked at him, and
Right.
it happens every time. It's
But
not
see, the
fair.
thing
What are y'all talking
That is,
about?
but
do you
that
mean?
sign in that instance, that sign
Oh
would be
my gosh.
wrong.
Y'all,
It was. Sorry.
I have said nothing, and they're
This is-
incriminating me already.
I forget if I heard it from this guy, if he elaborated, but it must have been. It was a normal commercial, but someone was trolling Chick-fil-A for the whole gay stuff, and then they,
Right.
yeah,
I mean, it makes.
it was at
yeah.
the very end.
Nah.
See, but
Anyway, it was in front of
haven't we
all the
ever
kids.
learned? Haven't
This
we
is-
learned
this
yet?
is
We
why.
don't trust AV guys to just do something without it being pre-screened. I mean, all the respect in the world for the two of them sitting off camera right now.
Yeah,
Not
Trey,
only
like-
we have to give a shout out to Elijah and Trey.
Elijah and Trey are fantastic,
Hey.
but I have learned myself to never just be like, hey, just do this. No. You give them a very specific sound clip or a very specific video that you've watched 14
You
times
learned that the
yourself.
hard way because of Ben.
I did because of your brother.
That story made it on this
It
podcast.
did. That was embarrassing.
You want to recap it really quick? That was too good.
Yes, so during COVID, during the COVID lockdown, we went live on our church's Facebook page for the children. I'm the children's pastor, so I was targeting making videos of activities for families to do with their children. And we had a segment called Random Dancing, where I encouraged the AV guy to play like Frozen songs, like play Let It Go, and whenever the song plays, we dance around the stage kind of like idiots. It's exciting. The kids loved it. However, my good friend Ben, I said play these songs, and he types in Macarena, but he doesn't pick the classic version of Macarena, which
Oh, no.
is also terrible.
You haven't heard this?
But the song he picks, I believe it was by Ludacris.
No.
No? Was it
Tyga.
Ludacris?
Tyga.
It was Tyga. I think it was Tyga and Ludacris, actually. It was two of them together.
This
and
is great.
within the first 5
No.
seconds, there were 3 very blatant swear words and a racial slur. as I'm trying, and I have 2 kids on the stage with me, and we're like hydro dipping that
Did
day.
you say that this is also when you're live with like 35 families?
Live with
watching?
like 35 families on it, and so the music starts. Okay, that's enough. See you, bye. And the live stream deleted off Facebook forever. Fortunately, only one person watching.
Wasn't there?
Noticed.
Didn't someone record like with their phone? You guys got it somewhere, right?
I have the recording
I wanna see
of
your
it.
face.
I literally want to see that. I need to see that recording. I really do.
We'll watch it afterwards.
Ooh.
It was just awful. I'm like, who does? I'm like, so no, never.
The same
just trust.
audio visual person from our church who will be unnamed, Ben.
Ben's my brother, by the way. Elijah's my brother here too, so it's our.
We love Ben,
middle
but-
brother.
Literally, we love them all. But
God bless him.
we got this thing called Rock the City during the summer, right? And we're doing giveaways at Rock the City. So, like, our whole city's out there. And his tab is a very big church in our community. On some instances, we're loved so much.
Others?
On others, we're hated a lot. So we're playing this song, and it's what is it? It's 24 Karat Magic by Bruno
When was it?
Mars.
I don't remember this.
It's
This was this year?
playing, and I'm like in my head, I know this song to the T. It's about to cuss. Oh my gosh! So I'm like, okay, let me wait. Blatantly, it says the word. And I just look around and everybody's just doing what they're doing. And then others in the crowd are just like, so I run to Ben and I'm just like, Ben, cut it. So he turns to another song.
No.
Worse. I'm just like, no, turn it off. Just stop. It was bad. It really was. It was wild.
So, youth pastors, children's pastors out there,
People.
send your media team, your AV team, help them out. Pre-screen them, make a playlist for them, send it to them, say, this is what I want to play.
Never trust YouTube either.
YouTube is a lie.
Never trust YouTube.
We love you, YouTube. But,
Don't let your kids watch.
I have stories in here that have been shared and that will be shared on either this episode or other ones where it is, very, very evident that they were not running premium and then ads show up out of nowhere. Those are the good ones.
I already can tell.
Yeah, if you haven't learned that yet listening to the show, then you have now. But moving on to another story here. This is from Adam M. He said, my funniest youth ministry fail was when I was recruiting for our youth choir. There were about 100 students in the room as I was sharing what a youth choir was, the difference between soprano, alto, and tenor voices, how we needed more guys to participate, etc. So without thinking, I said, we need more guys to come in between the 2 female parts. The end.
He's not wrong. In no instance is he wrong. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Titus 1:15. Look it up if you don't know it.
Praise God.
Ash S said, one of my funniest youth... What? Oh, the name.
Ash, we love you.
You can't say that after this story that we just heard.
Gosh.
Oh, God. You got to cut that out? Okay. All right. Let's do it one more time.
I
Can
probably
we run
will.
it back? Run it back a little bit?
Except
Ash
for people
said-
listening to the podcast.
You didn't even say the last name.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
Said Ash says.
Good old Ash. Okay, what did Ash?
Here we go.
One of my funniest youth ministry stories was when we were playing catchphrase at our youth pastor's house. It was his wife's turn, but she misread the word organism in front of everyone in the room.
No.
I think we can all figure that one out.
What'd she say, Sam?
I don't know, I'm homeschooled.
No, what'd she say, Sam?
Organism, but wrong.
Right, how did she say it
There
wrong?
was no clarification.
Oh, okay.
So it's left up to your mind to wonder, but
Go ahead.
it's mine.
No, go ahead. Somebody be the bad guy other than me, please.
Jesus.
Why am I always the bad guy?
Okay, I'm sure she said the word orgasm.
I
But-
wasn't even thinking that.
What word were you thinking?
Oregon.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm the bad guy here. It's fine.
Wow, pass.
You know what? It
You're a
happens.
pastor, bro? Come on.
Wow.
They're natural.
They're natural.
Okay, moving
Well,
on.
yes, they
Moving
are.
on. This is a segment of embarrassing stories.
I love these.
Michael D said, our youth ministry was having our biggest event of the year with a Fear Factor theme, and we had 500 students in the room. Long story short, our planning team thought it would be a great idea to do an icebreaker where the students eat live goldfish, and whoever ate the goldfish the fastest got a prize. Now, I walked into the sanctuary just as a student on stage bit the head off a goldfish and then started chewing it, but ended up vomiting in front of all the kids all over the stage because of the goldfish.
As per my last email in this establishment, stop. Just stop with the live goldfish.
That's got to be like our 10th goldfish story by now.
Right. You know, when you get merch going for this, we need shirts that say "Save the Goldfish" because
That would actually be
these people are wild. Like, I feel bad for the kid who, vomited all over the place.
I think there was a story similar to that where the kids started vomiting and then everyone in the crowd started vomiting too. I don't know if
That was I think it was the last time I was here.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, because the girl
There's too
was
many
eating it
goldfish
like
stories. They all blend together at this point.
I'm over goldfish.
This is from Ryan E. Ryan said, one of my most embarrassing youth ministry stories was when I called a kid Nathan for a while. What I didn't realize was his name was Mason, but he had a lisp. I am not making fun of people with lisps, I'm just saying that right now. But that is a funny situation.
Actually, when I was younger, I had a lisp.
Sierra did too, my wife.
I went at summer cohesion. My leader thought my name was Ewen, as in A-I-R-W-E-N, and that's what he wrote down on my paper. And I said,
What in the world?
Ewen. He thought my name was Ewen, and I told him like, no, it's A-A-R-O. And he goes, your name's Aaron. So, you know what? Kids with lisps, you'll grow up.
So Sierra, her teacher.
Not you'll grow up.
It's okay.
Come on, Mike Tyson. That's a grown man.
I
You think he'll grow up?
I feel like he got that in his older age because of how many times he was smacked in the face.
There's a chance.
What did
It's
Sierra
possible.
do? Sorry.
So when Sierra was in school, her teacher was very cruel. He or she, I don't know. Basically, she had to go to speech class because she had a lisp. The teacher would make her get up in front of the entire class and say where she was going. So she would have to say, "Hi, I'm Thea Wathumi. I'm going to speech therapy." In front of everyone. I'm
Thea
like, that is
Wathumi.
actually really cruel. That's terrible.
Throw my boot at that teacher.
I
Absolutely.
don't know who it is, but
I'll find it.
someone out there.
Find them.
This is also from Ryan E. He said, one of my most embarrassing youth ministry stories was during flu season. After high-fiving a whole line of people, I said I would cut my arm off. Except apparently, a guy with one arm heard me say that. Yeah, don't do that.
Ryan. But wait, why during flu season?
He's like he high-fived everybody, and then he's like, oh, I don't want to get sick, I'll cut my arm off.
Just wash your hands.
Come on, Ryan, let's think through these.
We gotta do better.
We gotta do it.
We gotta do way better.
This was also from Ryan. Ryan said, one of my most embarrassing youth ministry stories was when I was in 10th grade.
I don't like this pause.
I told the lady that was hosting us for this event that I was a wet dreamer. I innocently thought it meant peeing the bed, and she was mortified. Our youth leader also wasn't very happy, and I didn't know why.
Ryan! Sorry. Ryan! I mean, was he homeschooled? Can we just say he was homeschooled?
That's a great question.
Because I feel like that's
We'll just go with yes.
Okay, Ryan, you were homeschooled.
We're putting that on you right now. We're labeling you, I'm sorry.
Not a wet.
Okay, just so
On
you
a
know.
multiplicity of occasions.
Hey guys, before we go on this youth camp out trip. I just want to let you know I'm a wet dreamer.
It was probably a very, very clean conversation too.
Well, he said he had no idea. He thought it just meant peeing the bed.
I mean-
also, why are you peeing?
In an instance,
You know,
yes, but I'm not going to go there.
Yes.
praise God.
Anyway, if you have stories that you want,
But why?
But why?
if you have stories that you want to share on this podcast, email them to us at ygchronicles@gmail.com. We would love to feature you on the show. This is something we've never done on the show. This is strange things you've said as a youth pastor or someone in leadership.
I don't know if I like this.
You know?
I don't know if I like this. Okay.
Justin S. said, one time I had to tell a youth group kid not to eat the lead from the camp pencils.
Yeah.
I feel like that one is pretty common, actually.
Yeah.
Joseph S. said, one time I had to tell a student not to lick the mayonnaise that dripped off a sandwich off the kid sitting next to him.
Honestly,
I hate mayonnaise, for one.
I'm actually allergic to mayonnaise.
I think everybody in here hates mayonnaise.
But like in a group
If you don't
context,
believe.
I'm sure I've seen something like that done before because kids are absolutely wild.
Nathan said, one time I had to tell a youth group kid not to lick a dead pigeon.
Is his name really Nathan?
Or is it Mason?
Nice callback. Yes, it's Nathan.
So
You
once
said
again
a-
with the story, because
a pigeon?
I didn't hear a word.
Okay.
Nathan said, one time I had to tell a youth group kid not to lick a dead pigeon.
Youth group? Or was that like kids?
No, like, I would imagine someone like just 6th grade or older. I'm just guessing.
Birds are dirty.
Dude, a dead one though?
Right.
I feel like you could die.
Like that's
Could you get bird flu from that? Is that
I don't know, but like look at
that
the bird.
what? Would you
I don't know if that's funny.
What?
Not bird flu. That kills millions.
This
Not bird flu.
COVID started with eating a bat. This one was started by a kid licking a dead pigeon.
The
okay?
Wuhan file. Oh gosh,
Whoa.
man. He said bird flu. No, you could just die from bacteria poisoning. Like you could die.
Kate M said, I had to tell a youth group kid to please stop stapling papers to his arms. That's actually horrible.
I knew a man once that.
What?
He worked at a school that I had attended, and as like a cool thing, which at the time was like mad cool. I was like a freshman or a sophomore in high school. This man was a military vet, and he came up to me and he was just like, "You want to see something cool?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I trust him, you know. Yeah, I guess." He whips out a stapler and just smacks his arm with it.
Nice.
Straight face. That man said,
That's what this kid was
and then he
doing.
pulls it out and it's like blood just and I'm like,
Blood.
that's real cool.
Wow.
So I mean, hey,
How trendy.
I guess everybody does it sometime.
If you have stories that you want to send into this podcast, maybe this has jogged your memory. Hopefully in a great way.
I feel like this episode is
Different.
it's so different.
This episode.
This was
built
something,
different.
man.
It was something. YGChronicles@gmail.com.
Goodness gracious.
I think that's probably where we're going to end it today. YGChronicles@gmail.com. Please send in your stories.
Please.
Yes.
Yes. Now, before we go, an announcement that we have.
Yes.
Ooh.
Isaiah and I will be hitting the road
I would love that.
if you hire us to do that.
No, of course.
As of right now, because we have not told anybody, no one has. However, we have come up with the idea to do events. Not events, but basically come to your event
Yeah.
and have Isaiah blind react on stage to stories and the crowd blind react to stories. If you need us to vet these stories by someone at your church or your conference to make sure that they're appropriate for the crowd, that is totally fine. We can make it a little bit more family friendly if you
Yes.
need. However, if you would like some more information on that, send us an email at ygchronicles@gmail.com. We would love to hit the road in 2023 And I think that would be a really cool 20-25 minute intermission for a conference, a church event, anything like that.
Yeah.
We're going to throw it out there, see if anyone is interested. And if you are, let us know. ygchronicles@gmail.com.
Just to let y'all know, we love Jesus. You know, we love Jesus.
We love Jesus so much.
You know,
Yes.
and we just like to have fun too. So, you know, let's have fun with y'all.
Yes. If you haven't yet, check out TikTok. That's where we're posting video content. Our Instagram, not quite as big, but it's getting there. So spread the word, is YG Chronicles. So definitely check that out. And then again, we need your stories. So if you guys have stuff you want to send in, get it to us.
Get roasted.
Yeah, get roasted.
Honestly, this is turning into a roast cast.
No, we didn't roast anybody this week.
I don't think we did.
Ryan.
Just Ash.
No, the only reason why that was funny is because of what you talked about beforehand. That's it.
Got it. Well, thanks everybody for listening to this episode of Youth Group Chronicles. Again, thanks for listening to the show, and we will see all of you next week.